Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 13th through 17th. We are recording via StreamYard. We're trying a new platform today because Amanda has a sick kiddo.
Yep.
And we're going to play with things. Hey, they have lo-fi. That's my daughter's favorite music.
There you go.
I'm going to add ambiance to some of our discussions today, so watch out. You never know.
Yep.
All right, so for Port Charles Pipeline, I don't think we really had any messages this week.
Okay.
Nothing. I did not snooze anything to pop up today. So if there is something that I should be reading, I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
And then, so this upcoming Thursday, here, we can kind of do a small correction. We totally forgot about Cody.
We did forget about Cody.
Part of the Quartermain staff. I did do a quick little interjection and was like, so, but I didn't really get into it. I just said, Cody is the stable master or whatever. But other than him working with Leo, there hasn't, and now we're on our third or fourth horse, there really hasn't been much.
No.
He's had storyline, but not much storyline in the stable, right. I guess, and not his storyline doesn't necessarily even involve the Quartermain family, which is what we were going with the Quartermain staff. But
yep,
that was a fun one.
That was fun.
I think that might be one of my favorite 411s we have ever done.
Yeah, that was fun.
But this upcoming Thursday, we are covering all the Quartermain Thanksgiving disasters. Happy Thanksgiving!
Oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
Are we allowed to say that this week?
Yeah, we can say it this week because it's just in a few days. I'm not ready though. Like I still need to make my grocery run and get all the things.
Oh, the headlines. Did you notice that there's a new? I don't know what to call it. It's like after you press play on General Hospital, instead of it being Franco looking lovingly at Liz, now it's Carly.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Do you have like the little the preview thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Carly now.
And it always annoyed me that it was Franco looking at Liz because I'm like, he's not on as Franco anymore. So I'm glad they updated it, but I didn't notice.
I think they changed it or didn't change it because Roger was still on the show.
Right.
So, but I mean, if you're a fan of the show, you know that that's not Austin, that is Franco staring at Liz.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And I think a few of them got new headshots, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think so too, but I couldn't tell you who. I just noticed that some of them looked like brighter as they were flashing on the screen.
I think Jeannie Francis's is new because hers used to be this, like the laying down
thing
on her hand. And then now I think it's more upright. I don't know. The things we pay attention to, guys. So for Hulu headlines, on Monday, Brook Lynn and Lois strategize. Nina unleashes her fury. Anna briefs Jordan and Dante. Gregory opens up to Chase. Michael is caught off guard.
Okay.
On Tuesday, how do actors act underwater? That's it.
Okay.
But hold on. I actually think that was the official General Hospital web or social media account did post something about them swimming underwater this week. Nope, it was last week. It was not even.
Right.
But no, they posted it on Instagram last week, how the big tank with Lisa and Wally and everything. I was thinking, what if they accidentally switched their Hulu headlines with their Instagram captions?
But yeah, that was last week. So
yeah.
What the heck, Hulu?
I don't know. And then Wednesday, TJ is left reeling. Marshall and Curtis connect. Cyrus issues a warning. Diane vents to Alexis. Maxie makes a surprise announcement. And on Thursday, Dex cautions Jocelyn. Ava lashes out and deserves an Emmy. Cody comes clean. Molly is blindsided. Anna catches up with Sunny. And then on Friday, Laura makes an offer. Robert seeks Felicia's help. Jocelyn shares some hard truths with Spencer. Sunny wants answers from Nina, and Willow encourages Carly.
Yep.
So where are we starting?
I guess Brook Lynn and Lois, because that was kind of just Monday, right?
I think for the most part, yeah.
They just kind of stuck with that. They were trying to choose songs for Blaze.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really like, nothing stood out to me about the scene other than it was a cute mother-daughter thing.
Well, and so she's pop, and they're trying to make her country. And Yuri was really cute with the country hot right now. No, honey, country has been hot for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like they're trying to do like reverse Taylor Swift.
Right, right.
Typically, people don't go from pop to country. It's typically been country to pop.
Unless you're Hootie.
Correct.
Yep.
Darius Rucker, you are correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Who else has gone from pop to country?
Nobody that I know of.
Gwen doesn't do anything with Blake, does she?
I think they did like one song together, but it was the point that they were together. It wasn't like she's trying to be country now.
Right, exactly. Like that happens occasionally.
Yeah.
But not, I mean, Kelly Clarkson and Reba.
Right.
But they're also were at the time related.
Yes.
But also, again, it was just the crossover.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not against Blake doing country. Blake should be allowed to do whatever.
Blaze.
Blaze. Oh,
sorry,
geez.
I know.
You got it in my head. Blaze should be allowed to do whatever she wants to do. I think they just need to let her try different styles and see what clicks.
Yes.
So.
Oh, but then Yuri was the one who picked up on Ned being back. The second he walked in the room, he goes, "You're not Eddie."
Nope. That was cute. But
no one picked up on the fact that he was wearing a suit.
Right. Well, I don't know that they had looked at him yet, though. They were still kind of talking and in their own moment whenever Olivia and Ned walked in. And then Yuri was like, "You are no longer Eddie."
Yes. I like that Yuri's there and more involved, so maybe we'll be seeing more of him.
Yes.
But prior to that, Olivia and Ned just got right back to it. I mean, they made up for some time.
They did. They did. Good for her.
But right. But then, she said something about how she has a meeting with Nina about renovations on the rooftop. What do you think they're doing on the roof?
I don't know. How much more space is there on the roof? We already have a pool up there.
Right. But then that triggers Ned's flashbacks to, oh my gosh, that's right. It was Nina.
Yeah.
And then he tells her everything.
And she says, "Don't tell anyone."
When did Olivia start doing that?
Right. I did not like that.
That's not Olivia.
No, she looks out for Sonny and likes to make sure that he's okay. She wouldn't withhold information like that from him.
But he is the happiest that she's ever seen him.
He's always the happiest he's ever been right after he gets married. And then, I mean, I would hope most people are.
Right? That's why it's called a honeymoon phase.
Right?
But I don't know. She could say in a long time, or I've never seen him like this. Like those are acceptable. But for as long as I've known him, I mean, no, because she saw him in love with Connie, and that was first love.
Right.
She didn't see him with Brenda, so she doesn't know that, but she's seen him with and without Carly.
Right. Right.
So.
And the thing is, I don't care how in love you are with someone. If they are betraying you, you're not really in love with them because you don't know everything there is to know about them.
Right. And that's a big thing. It's not like,
So, and then we see Nina go to get coffee at Carly's and then goes out and confronts Martin. And he's like, "I'm sorry that you're mad, but I didn't tell Michael anything he didn't already know. Like, I was just confirming the information, but he already had that from sources well beyond me. So you were already going to be in trouble."
Yeah, this is not going to end well.
Nope.
Well, no, it's going to end exactly how it should, I think. It's just not. Yeah, we'll see.
I just don't like how they're pushing her and Valentin together because of Charlotte. Like, if she gets to rebound off of Sunny with Valentin again, I'm going to be so mad. She does not deserve that.
Neither of them do. It's no. Yeah, they're done. They're friends. I mean, we don't need to discuss it. It's just a no.
I hope that you're correct, but it feels to me like that's what they're pushing because Charlotte's like, "Oh, Nina," and he's like leaning on her. Yeah. Yeah. And Anna needs to be done. Like, she just has to be. There's no coming back.
But Nina is okay. So, real quick, when she was at the Metro or Callie's getting her espresso, not espresso. I rewound it 3 times. She talked to Carly about offering her to buy back her half of the MetroCourt.
Yes. But that was right as Martin was leaving, because she was like, oh crap, I need to like cover up my tracks of what I was yelling at him about or discussing with him. Oh yeah, I suddenly had a change of heart and it's too much. You should run the MetroCourt again. But
then Willow came up as they were finishing talking, and I can't decide if I like that they're changing her style.
No, I don't like it.
She's a soft and sweet. Yeah. We don't need her to become... She has definitely been able to hold her own as soft and sweet.
Right.
You know, she has a firm foundation on good morals and, you know, the things that she doesn't put up with.
Right.
Doesn't mean we need to give her a leather jacket and boots.
I think they're trying to make her more mature. Like the sweetness came from her innocence of being young. And now that she's older with 2 kids, that they're trying to push like, oh, okay, she's like aged up some, but she can age without changing her entire style.
She left a cult knowing that it was wrong. I mean, that ages you up right there.
Right, exactly.
You know, and she knew that it was still okay to be like a sweet person. As long as they don't make her, I don't know what I'm saying, because I don't want her to be a pushover, but I also I don't want her to be, I don't know.
I know what you're saying. They don't need to make her, like having her grow in her values and standards is fine. Like putting her foot down a little more aggressively than what we have seen in the past is one thing. But having her become like, oh, let's do all these things we would never do before is not okay.
I loved that she very adamantly made Wiley go get his things that he left upstairs and was not letting Michael go get them. I'm like, thank you.
Exactly. He can do it.
Oh, is there a hand clap? Is there a hand clap sound?
Oh,
darn it, there's not. There's not a hand clap sound.
Ah.
But no, I liked that. But then Carly told Sonny what Nina offered.
I loved the way Carly did it. She's like, what's going on? Like, what's up? And he's like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, there's something going on with you and Nina, or Nina herself. Like, there's an underlying story here. She did not just suddenly decide out of the kindness of her heart that she would sell me back the MetroCourt. So what's up?
Right.
But he honestly doesn't know. He's like, I have no idea. This is the first I've heard of it. How are you going to do it? Do you need money? And she's like, no, we're not going back down that road again. Like, stop.
Yeah. And I like that she said, you know, I'm really happy with what I'm doing at Kelly's.
Yeah.
It's kind of bringing her down from, she's not so hype or fast paced, you know. It's,
right.
She's starting to slow down a little bit and is starting to be able just like to stop and pause and enjoy just little random things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because then, but back to the Nina Valentin thing, she was with Laura as they all powwowed.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that he was he seemed to be really torn on, I really don't want to have to be searching her room right now.
Right. But,
you know,
sometimes you have to make that decision as a parent. When your child is hurting themselves or hurting others, that gives you the right to invade their privacy. That's part of being a parent.
100%.
So I'm not one to go through my kids' stuff either, but if I'm scared that she's setting houses on fire and spray painting things, I'm going through your room.
Right. And especially after they just had the big conversation about this is 100% has to do with Victor. What is she talking about? Like, where is she getting this quote information from? Whatever. So the books on her shelf were From the Horse's Point of View, Encyclopedia, just Encyclopedia, the Encyclopedia of Horses, and then the Horse Encyclopedia.
Wow. She's got lots of questions about horses.
Yes. So he found the tarot cards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he knew about the tarot cards because she tried to do a reading on him and she brought up the fact that he didn't like them. So he already should have had an idea of what he was looking for.
I don't think that he realized. I mean, yes, she said something about how she's learned how to do readings and she's been doing them. But I think it was Jake told somebody, but was he there when he said something about the tarot cards? I guess he didn't realize how obsessed she's become because he was even okay with her dressing as the hermit for Halloween.
Right.
But, now we're using tarot cards to burn down houses.
Right. Might change your thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
But even Laura
Nina
was like, why is...
Nina, though. Nina is, and she's defending her to Charlotte. So I think that Nina is at least like, no. we're not getting back together. Like,
well, yeah, because her world hasn't fallen apart with Sunny yet. But once it does, that's going to be an easy jump backwards to, oh, I'm so sad, Valentin. And you can forgive me because you've done horrible things, like pretend that my daughter was not, or was my daughter and she wasn't my daughter. And they're going to connect over that. And I just don't want to see it.
No. You know that I was a huge Valentin and Nina fan. I mean, I loved them together years ago. Not now.
Right. I agree. But I think that's where they're trying to go. And I liked, as much as she was defending everything to Laura, I liked that when Laura first walked in, she was like, why are you here? I am not discussing this with you. This is about Valentin and Charlotte. Like, what is your purpose? And then Valentin was like, well, she kind of is involved because, you know, she deleted evidence. So.
And that's very bold to admit that to the mayor, that you tampered with.
Right.
I mean, that's a crime.
It is. You are correct.
I think that they're both willing to go down for it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously they want to protect Charlotte, and being that she was under the influence of Victor, you know, punishing her like a regular criminal is not the right way to go. But at the same time, yeah, someone needs to talk to her about, let's take some responsibility here and just make her not so terrified of Anna. Like, she truly is scared.
Well, Jake brought her that huge bouquet of flowers.
That was so cute. And I loved Liz's expression because it was that true, like, mom moment of, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of my son. Look at what a good boy he is.
Yes. And I'm glad that they had her making the face away from him. So we got to see it, and it wasn't him seeing, you know, he knows.
Yes.
But then she told Jake all about Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And that Anna intentionally shot her. But we didn't see Jake react after that. We saw him looking at her, and it looked like he might have been.
Yeah.
But they never went back to that. So we don't know if he believes her or if he was more shocked.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't. Yeah. No, they didn't go back.
I don't think so. And that was Monday or Tuesday, right? They should have gone back to that.
Well, by the end of the week, we were on to Molly and TJ.
Yeah.
You can only focus on one couple at a time.
There's a lot to finish up Anna, though, because then she went and told Dante and Jordan about Charlotte off the record.
Right. I'm glad that they listened to her, though, because they were all very confused on how this happened. And so once she got to explain, it at least made sense that it was like, yeah, I didn't just randomly shoot someone. I was terrified. And the fact that it was Charlotte was because her grandfather was psychotic.
Right. And then she went and told Sonny about the shooting, too. And he was like, so, does this have anything to do with Charlotte getting shot? Or or why Charlotte was shot? He said something. Because no, she had stayed at his house after Charlotte was shot. The night that she was shot.
Yeah, the night she was shot, she stayed at his house. So it was kind of weird that they made it
to her this week, though, that was
that she had to re-explain.
Yeah. Maybe it was the fact that it was Victor and not the guy that she had originally thought. Oh, because then she told him the person was after you. And he said, is it because Charlotte is the one who has been terrorizing you, not somebody else? That's right. Okay.
Right. And then she gave him the name of that guy that she had the information on, and then turns around later and tells Robert, hey, that information was missing. So I liked that twist. Like, let's keep it going a little bit. Let's not have it end with just, oh, Charlotte did it and be done.
Right. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting seeing. Just send me pictures and with no question, okay? Yeah, there really wasn't anything after, because she was avoiding Robert too, wasn't she? After she told him that everything was...
Yes. After she realized everything, she was avoiding him because that was whenever he went to Felicia and was like, have you talked to Anna? And she called her Annie, and I did not like that. He's the only one that calls her Annie.
Yeah.
And Felicia was like, I haven't heard, I've only got messages from Annie. I have not talked to her. And I was like, what? That is not what you call her. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
Well, we're not jumping to it, but the same thing, Molly called Christina Chris, not Chrissy.
Yes, Chrissy, right.
We're not changing nicknames now, people.
No.
Not shortened versions of...
No, the only one that ever called her Chrissy was Sam.
I think they all call her Chrissy, but no one calls her Chris.
I don't even think that recently,
no. Recently, they just had Molly hating her, so...
Right. Maybe that's how they're trying to show that they've, like, softened, is now we're going to go back to the cute nicknames.
Chris is like a short. Chrissy's cute. There's nothing wrong with the name Chris, just throwing that out there. But when you go from Chrissy to Chris, I feel like you're in more trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. I did not like that Felicia's like Anna or Annie, blah, blah, blah. Because it was like, it was a term of endearment from Robert and kind of his way of like picking on her.
Right.
So, yeah. But anyway.
It was sweet, though, that she was like, did Max send you here to check up on me to make sure, everything's okay? He's like, no.
No. No, I didn't.
It's more of a, have you seen Anna?
Right. She finally did her job, right? That was good. She got the guy whatever he needed for his testing. And then she was like, I got the paperwork from the insurance company. We're good to go.
Yep.
She's learning the ropes.
We could just stick with, this is a quick one, just it's hospital related. Portia and Terry met with Finn. He's being sued for malpractice.
Oh, yeah. That like came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And he's going to have to be drug tested weekly given his background.
Right. Which he was like, fine, whatever.
Yeah. And he's going to have to get an attorney. It should be Scott, right? Because Liz is going to hook him up with Scott.
I would think so. Unless they want to pull someone from One Life to Live Again.
Oh,
I don't know of any other.
Nora.
Nora was more custody, wasn't she?
I don't know. We've had this discussion before too, but people can. Who else was an attorney? Jackson? No, because he just did that was All My Children. Oh my gosh. Who else was an attorney on either show?
I don't know. It seems like every place only has one attorney.
Well, General Hospital has 4-ish. Well, Alexis is disbarred, but like she was an attorney. Scott.
Yeah.
Robert's DA and Molly.
Yeah. And Diane.
Oh my gosh. How did I forget her? I don't know.
Have you ever watched the show Shameless?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so I had never watched it, but it kept showing up on TikTok. And so I was like, I have to check this out, blah, blah, blah. And so there was a scene in it the other day where the one younger kid, like he's like in high school or whatever. So I'm assuming that he's 18. But anyway, he was trying to make money. And as a joke, they were like, oh, you could always take Mrs. So-and-so up on her proposition. And so it shows him in the yard, like fixing a birdhouse or whatever. And out comes this lady in like a nightgown. And it was Diane. And I was like, that's Diane. She wouldn't do that. And Ryan was like, what? And I was like, that's Diane that they're saying is trying to seduce this young boy. She would not do that.
Have you ever watched Devious Maids?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of people from Desperate Housewives in that. And I had watched it already. Still mad that show never got an ending.
I know. Me too.
I started to watch it with JD last night. I was like, well, you enjoyed Desperate Housewives, so maybe you'll enjoy this. And he's like, I don't know. And we're watching it. I was like, do you recognize anybody? Like, this was who? So last night, I discovered, I've been trying to find all the Desperate Housewives General Hospital connections. Whatnot. And now I'm finding like even they may not have been on Desperate Housewives and they may not have been on General Hospital, but they have a strong connection to the show.
Okay.
That's really weird. So, okay, we'll just I'll give a little, I guess this is the weirdest transition ever, but Jeff Kober was on China Beach and it's something that people talk about all the time. And I'm like, I hear great things about this show. I've never seen it. I want to try to find it. Apparently it is only available to purchase because there's such a heavy soundtrack to it that they can't get all the streaming, like no one can get the streaming rights to it.
Oh, wow.
Because it's during the Vietnam War is when it's set, but they use so much music in it. And during the one trailer, one of the directors said, yeah, it's like the first war to have a soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm just watching the trailer and, there's Jeff Kober because I heard that his character was different than Cyrus, obviously. Mm-hmm. Dana Delaney was in it.
Oh, wow.
That was Catherine on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Love it.
We need to do that as a 411. I need to finish the list.
It would feel like a 10-hour 411 because there's so many ways everyone crosses over.
We're not going to get into it, but it's just going to be really more of a list off. But there's going to be a lot of people that they were cashier number 2, but they were also,
yeah,
that we're not even going to know who they are. But one day we might. So we're going to include them because everyone starts somewhere.
That's right.
Meghan Markle was on General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
It was her first role. She was a nurse at the nurse's station. I think it was one day. And now look at, she's married a prince.
Exactly.
All right. So that transition can bring us. Okay, I wrote it. I will now concede
What?
that Cyrus, but you need to be thankful that I waited for this moment. His smile getting into the elevator.
Okay.
That was the proof that I needed. That was it wasn't the I'm still conflicted, whatever. It was he looked at Austin, he got in the elevator, and when he was by himself had that look. And I was like, oh man, he's not just torn on that. So like I saw a really good analogy from a pastor that he's walking up 2 ladders and like he has a foot on each ladder.
Okay.
And it's, staying in the world or continuing your journey with God. You really at some point have to choose.
Right.
You literally cannot do both.
Right.
And so that's kind of what I've been picturing. And I only just saw that this morning and I was like, oh, that's where I thought Cyrus was. I thought he was right at the tipping point, if you will, that he had to make a decision. Well, not the tipping point, because the tipping point is where you peak and then go over. But basically that, I figured, I thought he was struggling with how to let go of what he knows and embrace his new life. No.
Who else here is not shocked?
But to be fair, we also had 2 different things going on. Is Cyrus the boss? And was he still evil? So there were
the answer was yes to both.
I still do think that there has to be somebody above him, but
we'll see. I'll take one win at a time.
Listen, you have to agree that him being the boss is disappointing.
It is disappointing. Oh, absolutely. I would have loved.
So that's why I'm holding out.
I would have loved one of our storylines to come true, but I don't think that's happening.
I am realistic, but I like to have a little bit of hope still. So
okay, I won't steal your hope.
Okay. But he left a note at the nurse's station, and that was when Austin picked up the note.
Mm-hmm.
And that was because Dante had gone to see Austin.
Right. And was like, why don't you just tell us something? And at first he wouldn't. And then he went into the police station after talking to Cyrus and was like, okay, like, let's talk. And Dante's still like, dude, I can't promise you anything till you spill the beans. Like, you're asking for a guarantee before you give me the info. I can't do that for you.
But he's also not the one who makes that decision. Robert is. He can't say, sure, we're not going to arrest you and we're not going to do that. Like, that really is not his decision.
Right.
And okay, so I guess we should probably back up a little bit because after that, I think, is that when he went to see Ava before he went to Dante, right? So it was after the nurses, after the hospital, he went to see Ava.
Yes.
And Ava's yelling at him about how Austin was involved and how Nicholas is still alive and how he used his being dead, quote, dead, over her to get her to do all these things. And if it wasn't for Joss, Dex, and Spinelli, she would have been dead because Mason decided to go off on his own.
Right.
Oh, she is so good.
I know. It was so good. And he was just so stupid. He's like, the boss didn't tell me to get close to you. That's not why I got close to you. I care about you. And aren't you glad to know now that Nicholas isn't dead? So that like makes everything better. And she's like, no, because you could have told me that months ago.
Right. She could have come up with a different game plan.
Yeah.
Other than being terrified and going along with his
stuff. Right. If you would have told me the truth that Nicholas was still alive, then your bad guys wouldn't have had anything on me, and I could have played this a whole different way.
So he did give it the background of Cyrus, though, of how he knows him. So I guess Cyrus worked with Jimmy Holt.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee Holt. He worked with his family in Pawtuck.
Right.
So we don't really know what happened to Jimmy Lee after he left and stayed in Pawtuck with Charity, which I think, and most people assumed he was just helping her run the convenience store.
Right.
So what business did they get into that Jimmy Lee is now involved with a guy like Cyrus?
I think it was trucking. I think it was trucking. And then
what got him into that? What happened to get him into that? Because then I guess he gave him Austin summer jobs and then eventually paid for his medical school.
Right.
But it didn't sound like Austin knew what all of that meant or was aware of how bad Cyrus was until afterwards. And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm assuming that it was just like a regular trucking company. Okay, they were co-owners. Great. And then Cyrus started taking side jobs of shipping stuff he shouldn't be shipping. And then Jimmy Lee was involved in it because they were both on the business.
What if Jimmy Lee Holt is the boss?
Oh, that'd be good. I'll take that twist.
I still love the Olivia Jerome part just because it makes sense for why we're going after Ava.
Right.
But what if Jimmy Lee Holt is that way? It would explain why Austin felt more of the, I guess, want to please his dad and his business partner and like all that stuff.
Yeah. I would be okay with that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, Jimmy Lee died. He died.
He did die, but that doesn't mean he's actually dead.
That's true. That's true.
I just assumed that you meant that he's still alive.
Yeah. How did he die again? He just died.
I don't remember. I don't remember like there being a body, a funeral, or whatever that they've ever talked about. Obviously, that was before our time, but
well, it was Austin mentioned that he died when he came. Jimmy Lee died of COPD, and on his deathbed, he could barely walk or talk.
Okay,
hold on. And he came to claim what was once his father's before challenging Edward's will.
Yes.
He could barely talk and wanted to make it up to his father, Edward.
Yes. But they never showed, and like we heard about that after the fact. Once he left to go live in Pawtuck, we had never known anything about him.
Right. So then Austin went to the PCPD because it seemed like Ava got to him.
Yeah.
And Dante couldn't promise him anything. So Austin leaves. Dante does call Robert, gives Robert the rundown, and Robert's like, okay, go ahead and give him immunity, just as Austin opens up the door and is shot.
Right.
Did not see that coming.
Did not see that coming either. Did not see that coming either.
Oh, is he dead?
I hope not. I hope not, because we still need answers.
Do you think Mason would have killed him?
Well, I was wondering.
I was
wondering if it was Nicholas.
Maybe.
I was thinking Nicholas didn't want it coming out that he was alive. Maybe has not realized that Laura is aware of this and thought he would kill the only person that can verify that he's still alive.
Didn't his banker in Switzerland, though, tell him that his mother had just been there? I think that Nicholas called into the banker and he said, I just had a visit from your mom.
Okay.
What are you doing?
All right. Then, yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Didn't he?
To tell Austin. I think you're right now that you say that. Okay.
I know that. So I did read that Roger had knee surgery. So that.
Isn't Mason still in the hospital?
Yeah, but people escape from there and go in and out all the time.
All right. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know who shot him. Maybe this will be the actual boss that we'll finally get to meet. That was who shot him.
Right.
If it's the bigger boss.
Maybe it's Olivia.
Maybe. I would love to be wrong in this case and there be someone higher.
I don't want you to be wrong because I want to be right. I want you to be wrong because the story
it would make a better storyline. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, that was the Friday cliffhanger, was Austin being shot.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of forgot to say that Drew went to see Michael and they're going to try to take advantage of, they still think that Ned is Eddie. And I'm very disappointed in Drew because he wants to take a advantage, if I can get my words out, advantage of Eddie being Eddie and not Ned.
Right. No.
And Michael was like, hold it. You literally just got out of jail. And remember, we learned that something might be considered insider trading, even if it's not.
Right.
So Michael learned a lesson. Yay.
Yeah, he did. But Drew's like, that's okay. I already served time. I can do a crime now. It'll be all right.
That's not how that works either.
No.
It's not you go to jail once and then once you get out, you can continue to do it. No. Yep, you just can't be tried for the first one again.
Right. You're supposed to have learned a lesson, but he does not seem to have.
Oh, and Laura offered the job of deputy mayor to Jordan to be permanent, which I like.
I did like that, yes.
And Cyrus showed up and he got a job as a dishwasher of the Port Charles Grille.
Yeah.
I can see it. As someone who worked in restaurants for a long time, I can 100% see him standing back there. That's the guy that you talk to all the time. He's kind of the one that listens to everything. You don't really see him, but you talk to him. Yeah. I always liked my dishwashers. That sounds weird, but. Okay. Gregory and Chase?
Yeah.
Because that was like a quick.
I'm just kind of over the Gregory storyline.
Yeah, I hate to say it too.
I mean, I don't mean to be mean. But I feel like we've talked about this before. With certain diseases, they've done such a good job of educating us. Like Stone with having AIDS. Like I learned stuff I never knew before. I don't feel like I'm any more educated about Gregory. And all we do is sit around and whine about the fact that he's sick.
And the fact that it took him so long to tell Chase. And
Right.
I mean, that was sweet that Chase was like, I got you now, Dad. But that should have been the story that he told 2 weeks ago when he came to terms with what he just found out.
Right. We just keep prolonging it for Gregory to be like, oh no, I'm sick. I feel bad because I didn't tell you, but I didn't know how to tell you. And then someone else being like, oh no, I'm so sad that you're sick. We've lost so much time, but the future is bright. And then that's all they do. They don't reveal any other information to have me invested. It's just whining and whining and whining. I get that it's devastating. Like, I'm not trying to discount the feelings and emotions that must go with that. But at some point in time, you got to move on to something, right?
Well, and it would have been different if he at least was moving along in his bucket list and asking Chase to do something with him.
Right.
But there really was no substance to that other than
and
what you're talking about.
Right. He had just met with the new doctor. Like, if he had come in and been like, oh, the doctor ran this test and this is what it tests for, then at least you could be like, oh, I didn't know that test existed. Now I am educated on something about this disease. Instead, he was like, yeah, the doctor just said it's going to keep progressing like it's progressing. Like, okay.
Right. Spencer went to see Esme and talk to her about. Yeah. I really do feel bad for him because a lot of people did put the pressure on him to step in for Nicholas, and now he's just basically being told, you know what, we're done with you now. Now you can just go back to being his brother. And he's like, but you asked me to do this.
Right. No, I feel bad for him because he wants the connection that he thought he was promised. But then I also see Esme's side of it. Like, okay, you get to have the emotional connection to Ace, like you're his dad, and an emotional connection with Trina in an adult relationship. And I am just stuck over here on the side by myself. Like, even if you don't want to be with me, I deserve to find some happiness.
I did like how she brought that up. And I liked their conversation. But like up until this point, when everyone else is like, you're ridiculous, you're only his brother. And meanwhile, weeks before, everyone's supporting him and the other. It's like they're gaslighting him. It's like, no, we actually never said that. And it's like, you guys supported him going to the parenting classes.
Yes,
you guys supported him stepping in.
Right.
That's kind of, and nowhere along the way was there now we're worried about you. Just remember that you're just his brother, but he does need this role model in his life. Yes. No one was offering him that support along the way. And now they're just like, and he's still a kid.
Right.
So
they should have.
He's probably going to think that he's crazy. Like, was I not supposed to be this person?
Right. Like, how can you fault me for getting emotionally attached to this baby that I've been raising as mine, even though I know it's my brother? Like,
right.
Yeah, I did feel bad for him. I mean, I see Trina's side of like, I'm tired of seeing you live with another woman that you were romantically involved with.
But even Esme supported that. And she's like, what? So the four of us are going to live together? And he's like, what for? And she's like, you and Trina, me and Ace.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
That's not how that's going to work.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh, so it's really about you wanting a boyfriend than Ace. And she was like, no, it's about the fact that I'm his mother and I need to do what's right for right for both of us.
Right. And in no way did she say, and she said, you're going to be part of his life. So it's not like she's saying,
but she's not moving to California.
Right. Exactly. And then he sent multiple flowers and basically bombarded Trina's
dorm room
with flowers. And she's not even there.
Right.
She went home. Well, first she went to Ava. I don't like what she's doing right now, though, because she is doing I'm going to talk to people about this. But then if I don't like what they're saying to me, I'm going to go talk to someone else who's then going to give me the answers that I want. Because Ava supported her.
Right.
But also put the perspective of it of, well.
I mean, even Curtis and Marshall, they were like, okay, we see what you're saying and we are supporting you. But at the same time, like, questioning her to where she was like, yeah, I guess if he hadn't reacted this way, I wouldn't feel the way I do about him because that's one of the qualities I love about him. And it's like, yeah, exactly. So now what?
I want Esme to talk to Trina.
I do too. That would be nice.
Because she really is supporting him being with her.
Right. I don't know
either.
That's going to be a hard conversation though. Cause I mean, Esme has already said like, she does have feelings for Spencer because of the familiarity there. And so she doesn't know what that means. And so I don't know how Trina is going to take that. Like, thanks for your honesty. But yeah, that doesn't make me want you to be around my man.
Right. And then Marshall asked, well, is this the first time you've been in love? And she shared about how she felt about Cam.
Yeah.
So Cam was kind of more puppy love-ish.
Right.
I like how gracefully she said, and then Joss decided she wanted him, so I gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely understand her frustration. I would probably...
At the same time, though, Cameron wanted Joss.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that Joss was right for going for Cameron whenever she knew that Trina liked him, but at the same time, it wasn't like Cameron was like, oh, I'm so in love with Trina, and Joss was like, hey, let me seduce you. Like, that's not what was happening.
Right. Yeah. And then Sasha went back on the home and heart.
Yes. And they were jerks to her again, talking about how she couldn't do it, and then that they didn't want Cody on it. And Maxie's like, listen, this is the most in-demand product right now. You'll do this however we tell you you're going to do this, and you're just going to accept it and be happy.
Yeah.
And it went off wonderfully. And finally, Sasha admitted that she had feelings, and then she shut herself right back down again.
I liked the talk. So first Maxie was like, and now we have our first male face of deception, Cody Bell.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? Who knows?
Yeah.
Because Maxie in her head already has this new campaign going on.
Oh, yeah.
And she was the one who brought up to Sasha, you like him.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes you. And Cody steps around the corner and is like, wait, what?
Right. Why are we talking about this?
But then he and Sasha had a really nice talk about she's still mourning.
Yeah.
Brando and Liam. And she can only be friends right now.
Right.
And he was like,
he was
okay.
cute. Yeah, he was very cute. He was like, I can respect that. You're not saying never, but you're not saying when either. And she was like, I'm not asking you to put your life on hold. And he's like, I didn't say that you did. I'm saying that you're worth waiting around for and taking my time. Like, I get it. You need to finish your grieving, and then hopefully it'll be time for us.
Right. That was sweet, though.
It was sweet.
Because he also let it be known that he was okay if it is only ever just a friendship.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Because, I mean, he's not like, I'm madly in love with you and I must have you and whatever. He's like, I care a lot for you.
Right. I would like to see what this could turn into when you're ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
We forgot to talk about Adam when we were in the dorm room. Because, oh man, this poor kid.
I know. And I love that Jocelyn even pointed that all out. She was like, you don't understand, Dex. Like, I have all these other things going on and I want to do good in school, but at the same time, I am making these choices for myself. He is pushed into this program. He thinks he's failing if he gets a 92. His parents are constantly on his butt, blah, blah, blah. So, but I don't know.
He lied to them about having friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's heartbreaking.
It was. But then it sounded like his dad was asking, you're not doing Adderall again, are you? And he was like, no, Dad, I'm not. But yet he had pills there that I assume were supposed to be Adderall or some type of medicine that college kids are known to take to help them study.
Maybe they're caffeine pills, just like Jesse Spano.
I don't think so, because caffeine pills don't come in medication bottles.
I don't know.
They're sold over the counter, I'm pretty sure. I've never taken them. I get my caffeine the natural way through my Dr. Pepper. But I don't know of how. Nobody
write in and let her know that Dr. Pepper is not natural. She knows.
Yes, exactly. I do know. It is my natural source, though, because my body thinks it's water.
Oh, dear. But yeah, because, I mean, she stopped Dex from basically tearing into him.
Yeah, right. I mean, to be fair, Dex is overprotective to begin with, and then he walks up to see this guy yelling at Joss and grabbing her. He was justified in being step back, buddy. But
Absolutely.
She was also justified in being all right, calm down. It wasn't what you think it was. And the poor kid's just really struggling.
Yeah.
So
it's just sad. Alexis and Diane at the MetroCourt.
Yes. I'm kind of tired of that storyline too. I want to see them go out and do something. They need to go axe throwing. They need to go paintball something. They need to do something because all they do is sit at the bar where Alexis can't drink and talk about. Oh, my cat's distracting me.
Amanda is being attacked by cats right now.
No, it is the girl cat that has no interest in the boy cat and the boy cat that has some interest in the girl cat. So he's trying to be sneaky and follow her.
Your
And she's
cats
like,
need to stop having interest in anything other than yarn.
yes, that's true. The boys just don't know that yet. So, but it was cute because the girl cat, you can't see it, but she just climbed down around me and then laid down and like snuggled up with her mom. Like, Mom, tell him to leave me alone. I'm not interested. But anyway, sorry for the cat distraction. I don't know what I was saying. Diane and them. Yeah, see, that's how much they don't hold my interest. I can't even remember talking about them. They go to the bar. Alexis can't drink. Diane says, is it okay if I drink? She always says yes, of course, because that's not how she is. And then Diane sits there and whines about Robert.
It's not how she is, but it's also what she is able to handle. There is a difference.
Right. Which good for her and good for Diane for asking. But at the same time, I feel like if I was that friend, I would get annoyed with you asking me every time. Like, I already told you yes. If a problem arises, I will let you know. But you're drawing more attention to it and making me feel more uncomfortable by asking me every single time.
And I would stop picking a bar to be, or like a restaurant that serves alcohol to be our meeting place. I would be like, hey, let's go to Kelly's.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, and then Diane just whines about Robert and Alexis whines about her kids or is like happy about her kids, whatever's going on in the kids' lives. That's all that she has to say.
Did we ever find out how that fundraiser went with Robert?
No.
How was fundraiser?
I think they
What else did we ask about earlier? That was Jake. That still has a chance to come back. But the fundraiser.
Yeah, I think they like briefly said, oh, they had a good time. And that was like it. So,
okay.
And I get her, like, I'm assuming that at any age men are frustrating because relationships just seem to be. But at the same time, I don't understand how and she even talked herself through it and was like, although I don't know how I have a right to be upset that Anna is turning to her ex that is also her very good friend about the fact that she's been stalked and perhaps targeted, and it turns out to be this little girl that she's now traumatized that she shot, blah blah blah. And so I just felt like it was like a waste. Like, again, let's move us somewhere. Maybe
like she is processing it, and it's not like she's sitting there saying to Alexa, seriously, this could only, like, how does this happen, you know?
Right, exactly. Maybe they should put Gregory in that circle too, and they can all just sit and have the same conversation over and over and over again. I thought it was only Nina that liked to do that, but I would guess I'm wrong. So, but then as they were at dinner, Alexis did notice that the girls were over having drinks together, and she was all happy. And so, of course, all that Molly could talk about was the baby, as you see TJ getting the news from the surrogate that she had miscarried.
That's heartbreaking, and I don't know if it's true.
Right?
I think that she's going to try to steal the baby.
Yeah, me too. Like, why did she go to Mercy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She went to another hospital. I can understand not going to the hospital that maybe the people that you're carrying work at, but she does know, although TJ winds up being in all the bad news. So,
yeah,
you know, him having to possibly be the doctor on call that's handling this situation, and as he pulls open the curtain is her. I'm glad we did not have that moment. Right. But exactly, she went to Mercy. It happened in the middle of the night.
Right. She had no paperwork. Like, again, I don't know. I've never been in the situation of being a surrogate for someone. I have been in the situation of having miscarriages, just like any other appointment that you go to the hospital for. Like, they give you a discharge paper or something that says you were there, a wristband, like whatever, you were at the hospital. So wouldn't you have brought that with you and been like, you know, I didn't, it was nothing that I did. They said it was spontaneous. Here's the doctor's report.
Right. So I never had one. So like they would have that on the paper that says,
yeah,
what I don't want to say cause, but like how it happened.
Right.
Like it was trauma related or it was just.
Right.
Okay.
You know, for me and the ones that I have gone through, it just says spontaneous miscarriage. Like there is no explanation. Just for some reason, your body said, no, we're not doing this anymore. And here you go. So if she would have fallen or something like that, at the end of the day, it's the end result anyway. Even if she did do something, like what's anybody going to do? But I feel like if I was
just wondering, like, if they actually do have the cause on there so that she could have taken it.
Not like it depends on how far into the pregnancy you are and all that other kind of stuff, like to get into the details. But if I was carrying a baby for you and I miscarried, I would bring the paper to you and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. But look, you can read the paperwork. Like, I didn't fall. There was no like trauma to any other part on my body, blah, blah, blah. Like, this just happened and I feel so bad. Not that you would ever doubt that, but just like, let me give you as much reassurance as I possibly can that I did everything I could, because I would feel so bad. And instead, this chick just shows up and is like, yeah, I'm really sad. I can't go through this again. I have no ID bracelet. I have no paperwork for you. I have nothing. I'm just telling you this happened.
Especially where they are doctors, and especially they would probably want to know, okay, does this mean there was something about your body that did not work well with our embryo, perhaps?
Right.
You know, so is this something that we do need to take into consideration with the next one? I don't know if they would have that information.
They probably wouldn't have all that on just the discharge papers, because that would probably be things that they would find in blood work, like after the fact and stuff. I honestly don't know how detailed they can and can't get. But like I said, I just feel like, you know, if you miss a day of work because you were actually sick, even if your work doesn't require it, you're like, here's my doctor note. Like, I seriously went to the doctor. I was sick. So in this important of a circumstance, I would want to be like, here's as much as I can give you to explain this unexplainable, awful thing that happened. And instead, she just was like, hey, this happened. No, I can't have another one for you. I can't handle it. Bye, see ya. And like, not that you would want to face the mom, because I can't even imagine how difficult that would be, but I would feel like I owed that to you, not to just be like, hey, husband, you go ahead and tell her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was sketch too.
Yeah. Yeah. So Molly was helping Christina with her paperwork, and then TJ called her and was like, hey, you need to come home. He tells her. Then Alexis shows up because she had left her tablet at the MetroCourt. So she just brought it to her and happened to have good timing about it. I did like that Alexis was like, you guys need to take your time.
Right. And she asked, like, who do you want me to tell, or do you want me to stay out of it? She was very respectful. I did like the way that she handled that.
Yeah. And she's going to tell, well, she did tell Sam.
Yeah.
But we didn't see Christina finding out yet.
No, not yet.
And if they make it where she somehow winds up talking about the baby before she finds out and just re-triggers Molly being mad at her, please don't do that.
No, I think they're going to take the storyline the whole other way of now Christina's going to be the surrogate. And as Christina, right before Christina gives birth, they're going to see the surrogate like out at the baby store or something. And she's going to be pregnant. And then it's going to be like, oh my gosh, you stole my baby. And now they have two newborns or two babies closely in age. And it's going to be a whole thing of that, especially since Molly said she might give up law. It's like, now you're going to have this court battle to get your baby back.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they don't do any of that. That's just how I feel like they're writing it.
And then she was clearing her tablet.
Yeah, that was sad. I did feel that for her. So
I think that was it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Reality check.
So what did you do this week? How was the second week of work?
I was going to say I worked and I worked and I worked. I mean, I love it. I love
Welcome.
Yes, exactly. It's super. The people are very chill. Oh, excuse me. I like the way that their training process is, because you learn some, but before you jump into it, you get to like ease your way into it. So tomorrow we'll start actually taking phone calls, but it's only on like the very first step, like you're calling to activate your card. And then in a week, well, then it'll be, okay, and I can help you, update your address or whatever, blah, blah, blah also. And then it'll be, because the system's able to like sort them out by those numbers that you press whenever you call your credit card. And so I was like, oh, okay, I like that. Oh, I learned something that might be like a helpful tip for everyone involved. And I knew this before, like you can add authorized users on your credit card. Well, if you want to help your child establish credits so that you don't have to co-sign for them, you can add your child at 15 onto your credit card, and then they don't even have to have a card or have access, but it goes back to when you opened that card to establish their history. So assuming that you have good credit, whenever they hit 18, they already have a good credit history. and don't need you to co-sign.
I found that out after my son graduated, but I did it. I put him on as an authorized user on the one that I pay off monthly.
Mm-hmm. I knew you could do, like, when I was younger, I was on one of my mom's cards because I was going on vacation. And so it was just easier to put everything on the card and then pay her back as soon as I got home. And so I knew that had showed up on my credit report at that time, but I didn't realize that you could start at 15. Like, I assumed they had to be 18 because that's when you're allowed to have credit. So yeah, like, I called my sister and she's in financial everything. And even she didn't realize it. I was like, yeah, like, put your kid on it now. And then when they're older and they're like, hey, co-sign, you can be like, I don't need to. You're financially responsible for all your own stuff.
The only reason I know is because, I do a ton of networking, and there was a finance coach that brought it up at one of our mom meetings.
That's awesome. I'm glad that people are saying it, because there was, like, I'm pretty sure everybody but like one person in my training class did not realize that it could start at 15. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone's aware it's a thing, but not 15. That's awesome.
That is.
So, but anyway,
well, it's good to know that our pressing the numbers has a purpose. I mean, I know that they do, but also it's.
Yes.
So I guess be kinder to numbers 1 through 3.
Right, exactly.
They're learning.
Yes. Eventually they can do everything, but when we're like sticking to that one thing you asked for, that may be why, is they don't know everything else yet. But it's nice that it's easing in. Like, I feel like I have the normal amount of anxiety going into it, but I've worked at a phone call center before, so like, I know how it goes. There's other people that have way more anxiety than I do. And so I feel like it's really good for them to get to have these baby steps into it all. So, but yeah. And most importantly, the people are super nice and super patient. They're like, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay, blah, blah, blah. So you don't feel like you could get fired at like the drop of a hat. Like, they want you to succeed. So that's that. Besides that, I had a sick kid home for part of the week because she had pink eye, and now I think we're transitioning into a ear infection, so that's fun. But
Madeline, quit breaking.
Right, exactly. It is the season. Like, one of my kids will be sick every week from now until after New Year's. That's just how it goes. The older ones are more self-sufficient, but you can't plan a holiday without allotting for the fact you're going to have a sick kid. So
I hope she feels better soon, before Tuesday. We'll go for before Tuesday. That way you get, when are they done with school?
Wednesday is their last day. So they're off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I was going to say, I'm like, maybe feel better tomorrow. That way she gets Tuesday, Wednesday, and then she's off for the
Yeah. If we get some good antibiotics in her soon, I think we'll be good for tomorrow even, but we shall see. But anyway, what did you do fun this week?
So I think I shared that my daughter started iron IV treatments at the beginning of November. If I didn't, she did. It was very stressful the first week, and this was her third session. She's gotten better. She was so funny. She brought her laptop. She's like, well, can I bring my laptop and my headphones? I mean, she had her headphones because she was watching stuff on her phone. Yeah. And I was like, do you want your laptop so you have a bigger screen? She's like, mm-hmm. It takes her drip is almost 2 hours. So
yeah, that's insane.
I get it.
Yes.
And there was a woman. So some of the cubes have 2 chairs and some of them have 4 chairs. The one that had an opening was only 2 chairs. And I had texted you out in the lobby. They had been showing Young and the Restless, and Haley Aaron is on it.
Yes.
And I texted you. I'm like, I think she's evil. Well, the lady that was in the cube with us was watching it.
Oh, that's cool.
And she was telling me, she goes, oh yeah, she is bad. And I shared with her about our podcast, and we just talked about how, you got into soaps and how long you've been watching and stuff like that. And it was really nice.
Good.
Just to talk to her about that. But yeah, Haley Aaron is evil right now on The Young and the Restless. She did something that had never occurred to me before. Well, okay, I don't know how she got the woman in this state to begin with. I think that she may have knocked her out.
Okay.
But because the reason that I thought that she was evil is because she held up the woman's phone to her face and lifted up one of her eyeballs so that she can unlock it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's next level.
It's genius. Yeah.
So yeah. And then on Friday, my daughter's school arranged for one of our community colleges to have a tour where they could possibly go and learn like a trade or take random classes, because you don't actually have to go for a degree. And it was really nice because the people who were putting it on were super empowering and just, you guys can absolutely do this kind of stuff. And, we have these great disability services. And
that's awesome.
If you need a tutor, we have that. You can't do typical accommodations how we have now. If a test typically has 4 answers, they remove 2 or something. When you go to college, you have 4. It's right, if you have to take a test, you have a test. But they can do where you can go into a different room to take it so that you're not overstimulated. But they also have something called Dragon, and there was something else. And one of them is where it makes what you're listening to into closed captions.
Oh, nice.
And then the other one is reverse. So if you're reading something, it makes it audible, I think. Okay. I might have, but basically they do that. That's so awesome. That if the thing that is holding you back is the fact that you can't understand by reading, but you can listen and understand.
Yeah.
They're going to make sure that you have that.
That's awesome.
And like they already have that technology. So it was pretty cool. And we found a class that we think we're going to try to get her to take possibly by leaving school. If we can get everything worked out, she'll leave school around noon on Mondays and Wednesdays and go to this community college and take this class. She's interested in jewelry making. Mm-hmm. And one of the employment programs she went to over the summer did take them to see a welder. And she made this cute little heart. We talked about the fact, like, you can make jewelry like that. One of the classes that teaches jewelry is metalsmithing.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the class that we're going to try to get her into to see how it goes. Because also that'll give us a good gauge of, can she follow that level of instruction with a classroom that typically the classes are like 12.
Yeah.
I think is what they said is average class, but without the supports around her. So if yes, then we are able to figure that out. If no, then we're just going to have to figure out a way to get her there or figure out what's next.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome. I'm excited for her.
It was awesome. It was really, I honestly had no expectations. I was prepared for, is that a sloth? Is that one of like the Scentsy?
No.
Buddies? Okay. It looks like a scent buddy. But yeah, I had like no expectations because I was expecting, I've attended seminars and other workshops on how they can go to school and what they can do, but it never sounded like what they had would fit her.
Right, right.
And unless they just weren't explaining it well, which very well could have been.
Yes.
But this totally seems possible. So yay!
That's awesome.
Yes. So does the sloth have a name? Amanda has a sloth on her shoulder right now.
I do have a sloth. So this is a sloth that her dad brought back to her whenever he had to visit Amsterdam. So his name is just Slothy, but he is like our best friend. I have to tuck him in every night, and he takes sleeping with her or I if she's like, she had a friend sleep over the other night, and so he slept with me instead. So
I understand that.
Yes. All right. Yeah. He's a very well taken care of sloth. Don't worry about him.
But yeah, so join us on Thursday as we talk about all the Quartermain Thanksgiving disasters.
I'm not ready for Thanksgiving. That makes me so scared, but hopefully everyone else is. So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.